We are back with another bread bin cabinet. I wanted it to be super colourful, so I started with these rainbow stripes across all the slats, and then for contrast I painted the rest of the unit white. I repeated this process on a second bread bin so that they could be stacked. Once it was painted, I added these super cute little gold legs. It was a hard shape to get them all onto, but it worked out in the end. I then stacked the bread bins on top of each other and screwed them together. And as a finishing touch, to match the legs, I painted the handles gold. And here is my finished bathroom cabinet. I'm super happy with how it turned out. If you haven't seen it, then please check out our previous bread bin cabinet. I saw this project on TikTok and wanted to try making one myself. It was my first time using lightweight filler, and it's my new favourite thing. It can be smoothed on, sanded, and it has the consistency of buttercream. It can be coloured using acrylic paint and put into a piping bag. I covered the mirror in some painter's tape to protect it, and I started piping it on. To make this feel like a real cake, I used a variety of colours, nozzles, and piping techniques. When that was done, I put on some cream dollops and added the clay cherries I had made earlier. I absolutely love how this turned out, and I would definitely be using lightweight filler for many projects in the future.
Have you ever tried making a hot glue mold? If you already have a hot glue gun, this can be a really quick and simple alternative to using silicone. Applying that nail polish that you saw earlier on will make it easier to remove the biscuit from the mold, but as you can see, it still requires a good clean. After a quick wash with just some soap and water, the mold is ready to use, and you can use things like resin in these molds, but I prefer using materials with a bit of flexibility to them, like clay. Good enough to eat.
If you're anything like me, you've been watching Karen Joy on TikTok make some adorable food art bowl. She usually does cereal. I knew this one was noodles and I thought I'd attempt to make my own. I coloured some foam clay with acrylic paint and I put it through a noodle strainer hoping that would work, and it actually kind of did. I was kind of impressed. I found these cute little plastic noodle bowls. All my extra pieces were made out of foam clay. I went for an egg slice and some fish cake. Note to self, wait for the foam clay to dry before you cut into it, otherwise all the colours will blur together. I also wanted to look for a way to make some greenery, maybe some leeks on top, and a friend of mine suggested using some green straws cut up, so I attempted that, and it actually looked pretty good. I coloured my resin brown and drizzled it over my noodles before adding my extra pieces. Once it was done, I glued the chopsticks on top, and look at how cute it turned out. I love it so much. Let me know if there's any other crafts you want me to attempt. So today I'm going to be showing you how to do a transfer. For this you will need a laser printed image and some matte Mod Podge. Brush on the matte Mod Podge and put your laser printed image on top, making sure it is reversed when you print it, especially if it's text. Once it's completely dry, use a damp sponge to slowly rub away the paper. I decided to make these cute TikTok coasters, and they make really good last minute gifts. Hi, my name's Quill, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make these adorable flowers out of pipe cleaners. These can be done with any colour scheme you want. I actually think some rainbow flowers would look really cute, but I went for a more sunflower look. It's as simple as coiling one pipe cleaner around a pen, and then tying it off with another for the stem. You can then squeeze the petals into shape, coil up a brown pipe cleaner for the centre of the flower, and hot glue in place. Of course, there's a variety of ways you can display these. You can put them in a little vase. I decided to tie them off with a cute little bow. The perfect little gift for someone you love. Please let me know if you make these.
Ever since I moved back to the UK, I've missed seeing deviled eggs at parties. Like, they're just not a thing here, and I really don't get it because British people generally seem to love eggs. But anyway, I saw someone on TikTok make a deviled egg mirror, and I was like, oh my goodness, deviled egg tray, 12 partitions. Clock, 12 partitions. So obviously I had to make a deviled egg clock. And it gave me another opportunity to work with lightweight filler, which honestly has me in a chokehold and I want to use in every project I ever do from now until the end of time. My eggs were robust, so I had to break out my rotary tool to cut them in half and fill them with the filler. I smoothed out the unwanted texture after letting it set for about 15 minutes, then I piped my yolks on with more lightweight filler colored with acrylic paint. For the garnishes, I found some fake flowers in my party decorations drawer and cut up the leaves to make greenery for the eggs. They were more fibrous than I would have liked, but we move. And then because my house is always full of assorted glitter, I used some red glitter for paprika and more of the fibrous fake leaves to cover up the clock mechanism. I did have a mini heart attack when I originally fit the mechanism because I dramatically misjudged how much space I had. I almost decided to abandon the whole project, but with some patient drilling, a load of hot glue, and some last minute filing down of the clock hands, we made it in the end. And y'all, stop. Look at this egg clock. I'm obsessed. It's now in pride of place in my kitchen, so I will never be without the sight of deviled eggs again.
is a bubble tea that you can take with you everywhere. Very recently, my very favourite bubble tea place closed down for good, and I am in mourning, so consider this a part of my healing process. My go-to order is usually something quite desserty, like a taro milk with egg pudding or a taro milk with tapioca pearls, but I looked at my options for purple glue sticks and I didn't like them, so we're going with pink, and we can just pretend that it's like strawberry milk or something. I did a couple of tries of this, and the first few times I could not get the glue to not go everywhere, but I think I really nailed it in this final one, and I'm really pleased with the result. And now look at it, it can go on a necklace, it can go on a keychain, or I can just put it on my mantelpiece and stare lovingly at it and cry when I think of all the bubble tea I can't have anymore.
So I found this Urban Outfitters frog plate and decided to recreate it. I watched exactly one tutorial on how to use clay and thought, yeah, I can definitely do that. No prep needed. I got this. I think the most difficult part was keeping it the shape I wanted and stopping it from cracking. I wasn't able to stop either of those from happening. I'm not entirely sure where I went wrong, so if you have any fun tips or tricks, please let me know. Still, overall, I was happy with the general shape I was able to get, so I just left it to dry, decided to paint it a cute froggy green, gave it a little smile and a cute little blush.